Hello everyone, welcome to part 3 of this exercise on Autodesk Inventor. In this particular exercise, we'll be taking a look at how to model 3 component parts. The first one is connecting rod cap, piston pin, and piston ring. So we'll be looking at these 3 components in this particular exercise. So let's get started. For the first component we'll be modeling the connecting rod cap. If you take a little study at the components, you will notice that the connecting rod cap is similar to the connecting rod that we modeled in the first exercise. So the dimensions are quite similar. Now, to model this, we will need to draw in 2D two semicircle of radius 27 and radius 36. So I'm going to do that. Start to the sketch, select plane. I will select my XY plane. Now, as we have been doing in previous exercise, I'm going to change my units from inches to millimeter. Inches to millimeter, apply, okay. Okay, let me confirm that again. Okay, millimeter, that's good. Okay, after changing my units, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the semicircle of radius 27 and radius 36. So I come to arc using center point method of arc. So from the center, then I move horizontally to the right, 27, enter. So make sure you have angle 180 before you click. So I'm going to do the same thing again from the center, this time 36, enter. So make sure you have angle 180 before you click. Now I have the two semicircle drawn. So I'm going to connect the two semicircles together with a line. So switch to line, then make sure you have the green dots. So you can see the green dots in my diagram. The green dots indicating you have a coincidence or indicating endpoints. The green dot indicating endpoints. So make sure you have the green dots before you connect. So next, I'll click on Finish Sketch. Extrude. What's my extrude dimension? Now the thickness is 38, so I'll extrude with a thickness of 38. So let me extrude in that direction at a distance of 38. Enter. Okay. Now this looks good. So next step for me is to model this part of it. So it's 76 millimeter apart, 76 millimeter. So start to the sketch. I'm going to be using my orbit tool to rotate this. Orbit tool is here, but I'm using my mouse so I can easily do this. So orbit tool to rotate. So I'm selecting this plane. Okay. All right. So I want from the center, I want 76, 76 from the center. So how do I do that? So let me first get to the center. So I pick the line, a center line. So 38 divided by 2, that's 19. Okay, so 19 to get to the middle, then 50. So 76 divided by 2, that's 38. So 38 this way. Escape on my keyboard. I'll pick another line, another 38 downwards. Escape. Okay, so now these are center lines, they are not I've deleted that, so I only use that to get to the middle of the cap. Then I was able to draw 38, 38, which should give us 76. All right, good. So now I can draw the two circles. So now the information that we have for this is we have two circles of radius 9 and diameter 9. So this radius 9 is diameter 18. So we have two diameter 9 and diameter 18. So I'm going to draw that. So circle, don't forget to remove the center line, diameter 9. So another circle, diameter 18. Okay. So actually, I should draw the outer circle and not the inner circle. So I'm going to be drawing the inner circle later. So let me delete the inner circle. So it's advisable to draw just the outer circle. Then later we are going to be adding the inner circle. So I've deleted the inner circle. So the diameter 9, I've deleted that. So let me just draw diameter 18 alone. Okay. So next thing I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to be connecting these two circles with a line. So make sure you have the green dots. Okay. Because I want the line to be tangent to the circles. Okay. Now trim off this, trim off this, trim, trim. Okay. So now I can finish sketch. So now I'm going to be converting this to 3D, extrude, select object in the opposite direction. I want a join. So I'm going to be converting this to 3D. So what is the height? The height is 60. 60. So my distance here is 60. Enter. Okay. All right. Good. 60. It looks more like it. All right. So now you will observe that the extrusion of 60 that I've done has filled up this part. It has filled up that part. Whereas in the diagram, it should be open. It should be open. So I'm going to make adjustment to that. I'm going to make adjustment to that. So that's to the sketch. I'm going to select this plane, then a semicircle of radius 27. So I'm going to connect the semicircle with a line, finish sketch, extrude. So you can see what I have. So I'm going to use this to create a cut. So I click on cut. So it's going to cut through. Okay. Now you can see I've been able to remove that portion of it. So now it's open, 27 radius. So I've been able to create that. Okay, so the next step I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be now making this inner hollow of diameter 9. Diameter 9. I'm going to be adding that diameter 9 at this point. Start to the sketch, select the face. So now this is a 3D object and I want to reference the 2D. I want to be able to locate the center of the circle. So you can see now that I can't get the center of that circle. I can't get the center of that circle. So what I need to do is I need to use project geometry to outline the edges of the 3D. Now, by clicking on project geometry, it has drawn a 2D, it has outlined a 2D around the edges of the 3D. You can see the yellow lines indicating 2D. So easily now I can pick the center of the circle. So I have a concentric circle. Diameter 9, another one, diameter 9, then finish sketch, extrude, select the two circles. Then I want to make a cut with the circles. So I choose cut and I drag it to extend. All right, good. So the final step to finish modeling this connecting rod cap is to create this chamfer, to create this chamfer, to create these two chamfer. So what information do I have on the chamfer? So I can see 20 height, then 25 on the side. So 20, 25. I'm going to be using chamfer to create that. So start to the sketch, select this plane. So 20, 25. So I'm going to be drawing line, use line. So from this corner here, you can see the green dots. So this is 25, 25 here. Escape. I'll move to the other hand again, then 20 downwards, 20 downwards. Then I'm going to connect it Yeah, 25. So I'm going to be using this to create a chamfer. Finish sketch, extrude. I want a cut, so I'm cutting through the other direction. Okay. So now you can see now I have a chamfer. I have a chamfer. I have a cut, a chamfer that has been made. So I'm going to repeat the same thing to the other end. Now, instead of doing it to the other hand, I'll be using mirror. So I will need my middle plane to be out for the mirror. So what I'm going to do is to create my mirror. I'm going to, okay, I think okay, now I think coincidentally, this XY plane, I'll make it visible. Now my mirror plane, this XY plane lies at the middle of the component. So I'm going to make it visible, right click visibility to make it visible. So that will be the mirror plane. So I'll click on mirror, select feature. So the feature was the cut I made. So I'm just going to select this face as my feature, select the face, then my mirror plane, select the mirror plane, then okay. So automatically it has made another cut at the other end. So now I can make my mirror plane invisible. Okay, I can remove the visibility of my mirror plane. All right, so now I think we have the connecting rod cap made. We have the connecting rod cap made, so that's good. Connecting rod cap has been made. So now the next component I'm going to draw is the piston pin. So to model the piston pin is very easy. I will just draw a circle of radius 33.8, then I will extrude at 82. So circle of diameter 33.8, then extrude at 82. So I'll do that on a new on a new page, but before I do that, I need to save this. So I'll save it inside the same folder, crack assembly. So this is corn rod cap. Corn rod cap is saved. Connecting rod cap. So I'll open a new page, a new parts page. Okay, just like before, I'll set my units, documents, units, millimeter, apply, close. So I'll go back to my 3D model, start to the sketch. I'll select XY plane, then circle of diameter 33.8. So from the origin, circle of 33.8, enter. Then finish sketch. I'll convert this to 3D with finish sketch and I'll extrude at 82. Extrude distance of 82. All right. So then lastly, I'm going to be adding a chamfer to this corner. A chamfer, I'm going to be adding chamfer to this corner. So a chamfer of an angle of 45. So now I'm going to be applying the chamfer. So to apply the chamfer, click on chamfer. Now for chamfer, there are three methods. We have the distance method where you have just one distance. We have the distance and angle where you have one distance, one angle. Then you have the distance method where you are expected to select two distance. So based on the information I have, I'm given a distance and an angle. So that means I'll be using the second method, distance angle, distance of 2, angle of 45. So now I'm going to be applying it. So to apply it, you select the face first. Then now you can see now edge is activated. Now you now select the edge. So to select the edge, make sure that the white outline is visible. White outline to select the edge. So now apply. So I'm going to turn this around and apply it again here. So first select the face. Now select the edge. Make sure your white outline is visible. Then apply. Okay, cancel. So now I've been able to model the piston pin as given in the diagram. So I'm going to save this. So piston pin. All right, that's saved. So now for the third component, very simple also, that's the piston ring. So I'll open a new page, part, change my units, tools, document setting, units from inches to millimeter, apply, close. I go back to my 3D model. Start to the sketch, select the XY plane. So the piston ring, we have two diameter 85 and diameter 79. So I'll do that. Circle, diameter 85, enter. I will adjust my zoom, another circle, diameter 79. Okay, so now I have the two circles, finish sketch. Then I will extrude at 4.30, 4.3. So extrude, select the inner, distance is 4.3. Okay. All right. So I think that's all with the ring. So that's all about the piston ring. So we have been able to model the piston ring. Then lastly, I'm going to save this too. Inside the same folder, crack assembly. So piston ring, save. All right, good. So now we have completed this three components, the connecting rod parts, piston pin, and piston ring. So if you have enjoyed this tutorial with us, so kindly like, kindly share, kindly refer your friend, and continue with us in the next video where we'll be looking at the last component for this assembly, which is the crankshaft. So join us as we do the crankshaft. Thank you so much.